Hello everybody, welcome to Late Night Football. Welcome to our match reaction show. It's finished. Manchester United 2, Leeds 2. It's 2 points drop for Manchester United. It really is. I mean, yeah, they came back from 2-0 down to kind of get a draw. And some might feel like it's a point one, but they were at home. They were against a team that's bottom of the table, or close to the bottom of the table. They've got to do better than that. They've got to do better than just trying to fight back to get a draw. Now, don't get me wrong, the fact that they came back from 2-0 down to make it 2-2 is a sign of progress as well, because last season they would have lost that game. But nonetheless, there's more to be done. I did feel there was a hint of complacency in both of those goals that they conceded. There was a little bit of a naivety, a little bit of perhaps overconfidence. I mean, that first goal for sure. Watch that back again. Bruno Fernandes is trying to run past a player. He often does this, by the way. He often tries to run past players, then gets, his aim sometimes is, and this is Bruno of last season. He tries to run past players and he goes down like he's injured or like he's been fouled, or sometimes go past and run past. But I think there he tried to run past, got caught, then went down. Realized he was not going to foul, but the fact is he had already lost the ball. It's a good pass layoff from Bamford to Gnonto, by the way. It's a really good layoff, and the shot is fantastic. And this deserved that goal. I did feel there was going to be an early goal in the game, by the way. I did feel that an early goal is coming, but I just didn't expect it to be that quick and that to be for it to be for Leeds. But I just felt like they were on it right from the start. Like that, from the moment that Manchester United got the ball off from kickoff, they were going to press high. They were going to press hard, and I think United just got caught out cold with that. And same thing happened in the second half. Again, pressed high, pressed hard, and got the error again. Garnacho with the mistake this time. Again, should have probably cleared his lines, but he's trying to be cute, trying to play like a cute pass through, to get it to get Rashford away or something. He had two chances and he missed it both times. And the ball, the problem for the defense is they're expecting a counter, so they're all kind of stepping up because they think it's going to be a counter. So they all get caught out of position when the ball falls, ricochets and gets through to the Leeds player. I think it was Somerville it was who got the ball. They're all kind of pushing up, and so Somerville then has the time to pick out a pass. Varane really can't do much. He's got to try and make the tackle, not make the block as best as he can, and it deflects off him and goes in. It's one of those unfortunate things. There's not very much he can do about it. But it's poor it was poor from Garnacho. I thought Garnacho had a poor game throughout. For the 60 minutes as he won, he never looked like he was going to get past Ayling. He never looked like he was in the game, except for that moment where he was sort of through on goal and then he kind of delayed his shot too long. But otherwise, he really didn't look into it. And the moment Garnacho comes off, I don't think Weghorst had a good game either. As soon as they come off, the whole game changes. And the reason why it changed is because he brought on two creative wingers in Sancho and Pelistri instead of having two inside forwards in Rashford and Garnacho. So suddenly there was more creative outlets that were open. Because the space was on the wings. There was no way United were cutting through the middle. The way that Adams and McKennie were playing, they were absolutely sensational. But what they did was they told United, you're going to have to go out of the wings. And the problem with going out of the wings is, that's where the space is. But there were two inside forwards who like cutting in. So there was no way that they were going to, so at some point they would have to come inside. And I think that's what Leeds were banking on, was that every time they would come inside, we just try and crowd them out and either force them back out or we'd win the ball and initiate a counter. That was what they were trying to do. But once Sancho and Pelistri came on, they're two white wingers who don't mind staying out wide, who don't mind using their fullback runs, don't mind passing it to the fullback. So they were doing that. And that's what Pelistri did. Pelistri was not someone who was trying to cut it back and trying to get inside. I was like, that's fine, I'll just pass it to Dalot. And Dalot puts a first time cross in and Rashford scores. The first decent cross that they put in actually in the whole game. And he gets on the end of it. It's 2-1. He's in good form, Rashford, by the way. He gets another goal for himself. I don't think he had a good game, but he's in good form in front of goal at least. He seems to get scored these days. And then that second goal comes right after. And I think Jadon Sancho, he was the one who changed the game because as soon as he came on, things started to happen. And then he got that second goal. It was really, really well worked as well. Good run from Shaw. Comes out to Sancho. Sancho comes inside, and then he puts a nice little shot. I think Meslier could have done better with that shot, but I think he could have saved it because it's quite close to him. It goes over his palm. If you watch it, it actually goes over his palm. So you could have actually saved it, but I think he just kind of lost track, lost sight of it. And yeah, he was a bit unsighted, but I still feel he could have done better. I think he just kind of misjudged it and allowed it to go through, and it's 2-2. And you thought United would kind of press on and press hard to get that third goal, but I feel that second goal actually took a lot out of Manchester United. They almost lost the initiative very quickly after that. And I think maybe they were fatigued, and this is something that will be a problem for United. But they looked fatigued, they looked out of it. It was not like Leeds were threatening, but it didn't look like United were going to get that third goal. I really didn't think they were going to get that third goal. Just the way that they were playing, it was a bit tired. There were tired legs in there, and that happens. It was a very high intensity game. It was a good fun to watch game, but it was very, very high intensity. And that's going to be a problem now for them because in that second game, they're going to have to play them again in 4 days. And I think Leeds start, for me, based on this performance, Leeds start out as favorites for that game because Leeds don't have that issue. And then McKennie Adams, I think, will be raring to go. They'll be, I mean, they'll be relatively fresh because they haven't played as much. This United team is running on fumes, you feel, in that second half. They really were running on fumes. It was a lot of it was very high intensity. There's not a lot of options on the bench either because unless you take off, you bring in Lindelof for one of Fred or Sabitzer, there's no changes that he can make that's going to freshen up that midfield spine because Varane and Martinez will have to start, and you'll have to start Sabitzer and Fred unless you bring in Lindelof. So, and then you've got Rashford, Weghorst. Maybe Weghorst comes out, maybe, and then you pick the three that ended the game. You start with the three that's that way. Maybe Anthony comes in if he's fit. They didn't miss a lot of key players. So I think Dalot, this was not the game for Dalot to be starting. He's very rusty. I think Van Bissaka would have been better starting, but he was ill. Anthony not starting was also a problem. Casemiro being out suspended is a problem. Martial being out injured is a problem. So there's lots of holes, and that's why for anybody who keeps talking about Manchester United being title contenders, they're not. And this is the reason why the squad is so thin and so threadbare at the moment that you're relying on one or two moments of magic to somehow get you through games, and it's happening for the moment, but it's not sustainable. And that for me makes me worried about the top four as well because Spurs are not going away. They're hanging in there. Through all the crises, it seems they're still hanging in there. So as long as they keep getting the results that they need to get, they'll be. They did that last season. They just kept on hanging in there until Arsenal fell away, and then they took top four. I think the same thing will happen to United. Then Tottenham will keep hanging in there until and unless United start falling away, and then they'll just come and nick it. So that's something there. And then I will hopefully have to figure out how he's going to do that, but how he's going to manage the squad. But it is still a challenge to finish top four. Never mind the title. So anyway, I mean, Jadon Sancho was good, and I think he had a good game. And pleased for him. You can see the smile on Ten Hag's face. By the way, we'll watch that game again. He had a smile on his face when Jadon Sancho scored because that's what you get when he's given him a lot of time. He's given him a lot of patience. I think it's a way of him saying, "I've been vindicated in this with this." I mean, good to see him back. Of course, really good. I thought Wober was my man of the match from Leeds. Definitely had a very good game, and I made a lot of crucial blocks. The Gnonto was good as well, and he might be the one who might get the man of the match. But I thought he faded a little bit in that second half. Wober was really good. From United's point of view, I mean, Jadon Sancho's got to be the man of the match, hasn't it? I thought Fred was probably very bad as well. Fred really had a bad game. The number of times he gave the ball away was just too much. And anyway, let's see what happens in the next game. It's weird, isn't it? We're playing them again. United playing them again in a few days, and this will be away from home. So I'm expecting Leeds to be fully up for it. They'll be buoyed by this result. They'll definitely be looking to inflict more damage, and I can see Leeds winning that game. I really can. I don't know what the scoreline will be, but if United play like this, and there's no reason why they would change it because they don't even have the personnel to change it, I think Leeds will win that one because they're going to be playing at home. So, but anyway, let me know your thoughts on the game. What do you think about it? What do you think about the result? Do you think it's a point gain? Do you think it's 2 points drop? For me, it's 2 points drop. Maybe it's different for you. Do share in the comments. Of course, I love hearing from you guys. And do subscribe to our channel on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. We appreciate your support. And if you enjoyed this video and would like to see more, please do hit those buttons. And thank you so much for watching. Take care. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.